Hi, PC Expert Amateur, and we are now just a day and a half plus away from the year 2024, at least according to the Christian calendar. I don't care. It's just another day. I do get off right now, though. I mean, off from work. 2 days off and 1 day paid by Amazon. The other day, they don't pay for. Anytime they give you a holiday with more than 1 day off, you only get paid for 1 day unless you use your vacation time, which you have to do in advance, or you use your paid time off. There's also unpaid time, which is not applied because this is a vacation. But I digress. Excuse me. My beverage has carbonation, and it's making me burp, so I better just lay off that for a bit. I'm going to show you a fan that is not what you think it is, not what the seller made me think it was when I bought it. Had I known what it is and that it was overpriced, I think I would not have bought it. And I say that because I have another. Wait a second. I may have two other of this kind of fan. I just noticed that they're probably the same fan. I hate that. But this one is, well, on the bright side, this one has the patented Evercool Ever Lubricate bearing, which only goes for 40,000 hours. The other one that I have is more powerful, and it has the dual ball bearing, which lasts 10,000 hours more than the Ever Lubricate bearing, which I don't know if they even use the Ever Lubricate bearing anymore. They don't seem to have very many fans anymore at Evercool. When I looked at their website, it was a very small list. But this fan with the Ever Lubricate bearing is quite impressive, actually. I don't really know what reason they had for getting rid of it. Oh, yeah. I said I wasn't going to drink that, didn't I? But, okay, so StarTech selling this, and it's one of the few vendors where you can actually get this product anymore. I'm guessing they got this from Frozen CPU when they went out of business. I got mine from Frozen CPU, the other fan, I mean. And so I'm thinking that that's the situation. But they don't tell you on the packaging that this is an Evercool fan. They don't even tell you the true model number on the packaging. It also isn't indicated on the label, on the inventory label from Amazon that's on this box right here. So if you look there, nothing about Evercool, nothing showing the EC12025 H12EP Evercool fan. And there's an insert that tells you some of the specifications for this fan. I had to search to get the rest of the specifications. It took me quite a bit of time, actually, to dig up all the information to find out about the Ever Lubricate bearing and to find the specs for this fan. And thanks to Tweaktown's review of an Evercool cooler, I was able to get the specs. Now, this is the insert from StarTech, which gigantic picture of the two-way splitter. And then here are the specs for 3 different fans that they sell under their label that I'm sure are also not StarTech fans. And my guess is StarTech buys other companies' products. Perhaps they stick to products that are no longer being made and they can get at a deep discount. I really don't know what their business model is like. I'm a little bit irritated with them, as I am with all of the vendors on Amazon, Newegg, etc., that do not properly label their fans' actual brand and model number. Because I see this periodically now. Some companies deliberately make fans and then sell them to various brands, and then that fan is sold under multiple brands, and model numbers sometimes are the same, sometimes not. And you can tell they're the same because they look exactly identical. The specs that are listed are exactly identical. It's just different brand names and sometimes a different model number. But StarTech didn't provide any of the real information. And looking at the listing in Amazon, which is where I got this from, they didn't even include a picture that would have clued people in, because one of the techniques got mixed together. Sorry about that. One of the tactics that I use to try and figure out when I see a fan that doesn't actually show a brand and model, or it's unclear, is I will look at the fan pictures at both sides and see if I can see a branded label. And I often do find those. Some of these resellers will, however, when they take the photograph, they will edit out the information on the label so you can't see it. And so you only know once you get the fan. And then, sometimes I will return it. Like I know that one of the brands that sold, I think it's on Amazon, could be Newegg. It's called Novonest. And Novonest is not Novonest. It's just a brand name that they don't make their own products. It is, I believe, Up Here is what they actually are selling, but they market it as Novonest. And it's very hard to actually get it from Novonest. I had one order for Novonest that I waited, I think it was 2 months, and I finally canceled it because I realized, because I had received finally another Novonest order and realized, oh, this is Up Here. Why am I going to go through a third party to get that? And so, yeah, I don't like that. So, unfortunately, Amazon and Newegg don't really care about that. I report it so that the information can be amended. And the times that I have checked on Amazon and Newegg, they have not actually had the vendor correct the information. Currently, I am boycotting Amazon because of the violations of labor laws and other laws regarding safety and so on. They talk big and they put out a lot of propaganda to make themselves look good. But for those of us working at Amazon, there are some things that are great about Amazon, and there are other things that are like, no. One of the things that really pissed me off earlier this year was, and I'm going to try to keep this quick, is when LinkedIn ranked Amazon as the number one company, I think worldwide, based solely on benefits. If you look at the benefits, there are a wide range of benefits available at Amazon. However, unlike some other companies where the benefits are chosen to benefit as many employees as possible, a lot of the benefits are really going to only benefit certain people. And I don't want to get specific about it, but so the things that tend to be universal, like Delta Dental, they will encourage you to use that, and they will encourage you actually to use other benefits as well. It's just that a lot of the benefits that they've got, I have no use for. It's just kind of, I am sure that if you don't use some of the benefits, it doesn't hurt Amazon, and there are other benefits like the Delta Dental that if you don't use it, it does hurt Amazon because they're paying for it. But anyways, the point is not so much, not really about the benefits. It's that we're trying to form a union at KCVG, and they are persecuting us, and they're being sneaky about it. And I actually caught them with their pants down on one occasion, which pissed off the HR guy because he was looking to hang us by our toenails, I think. So when I revealed that they had screwed up in their attempt to entrap us, he was not happy, and he wouldn't answer my questions anymore. Now, Amazon has an open door policy, and they have a policy of answering all the questions that are asked, but he refused. So clearly I had screwed them up because, well, of a careless mistake perhaps of the person who I was referring to. Anyways, I'm so sorry. I'm just really ticked off with Amazon, and this is so I don't consider this to be a StarTech product because it wasn't made by StarTech. But you can call it an apple, you can call it an orange. I don't really care. This is an Evercool product. It is StarTech sells it as the Fan 120125 PWM, but it is the Evercool EC12025H12EP. E being for the Ever Lubricate bearing. If you see a BP, then that would be the dual ball bearing, and there are 2 or 3 other kinds of bearings that they use. One of them is Uniball. That's another patented one from Evercool. So, I guess now that I have told you all that, I will also let you know that it does come with a 2-way splitter, which that's nice. I thought there were. I think there were actually supposed to be screws with this, but I don't know where they are. When I get packages now, I've had a few packages come to me where the fan wasn't working, and well, if I don't find those soon enough, I can't do a return on them. So now I open up packages, and sometimes screws fall out, and sometimes I take them out and forget to put them back. Sometimes I use stuff for other things on my computer. But yeah, so if you look at this side, and we can see that this is a very unflattering for many people ribbon cable kind of thing. The wires are actually stuck together in a ribbon with 4 wires. The black, white, black, yellow, blue, and red. And you can see the StarTech label on this side. However, and I think StarTech was trying to be kind of honest about this, even though they weren't honest on the Amazon listing. You can see right there, Evercool, and you can hopefully you can read the model number. I don't know if you can or not, but I can. Hold on, let me try to. There, that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. Ow, I have a permanently injured shoulder from working at Amazon. Yay! Okay, sorry. I won't talk about Amazon anymore in this video. Just please boycott them until they start behaving. Right. So, this is a really good fan for a case or an air cooler. It's marginal for a radiator because it does have 2.79 millimeters of water for the static pressure. So that's good, but for a radiator, if it's like a low density radiator, it's fine. If it's a high density radiator, which a lot of radiators are nowadays, it's not going to do a very good job. Also, one thing I noticed when I was checking this fan out and researching it and stuff is that I don't know what they did exactly, but something about the fan blades design, and these fan blades are thick here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but the fan blades are actually quite thick. And when I checked it, some of these other fans I've checked, the airflow is going off like this, and there's very little air in the middle. This actually they've somehow managed to design it so that the airflow is almost straight out with very little of a conical shape to it. Now, I'm sure at some point I'm going to have to figure out a way to show this visually to demonstrate, and I think that would be really interesting. I'm going to have to make a fairly maybe 1.5 feet tall tool to demonstrate what the shape of a fan's airflow is like, because I think that's important, although I am at a loss as to explain how it would be important in a case versus on a heat sink versus on a radiator. I do feel that it important to do that. So that's going to be yet another test I will have to add to my list of tests, which is getting longer and longer. Anyways, so let's go ahead and listen to this fan and see what it sounds like. I don't think it's terribly loud. They claim that the maximum noise level is 39 decibels. However, I'm kind of skeptical that that's actually the case. And I apologize for making this video longer than it should be, because I was ranting about you know what. All right, here we go. Now, it actually starts at a very low voltage. That's really good. Although I'm not sure what that voltage is, since I don't have a I'm not sure how I would test that with my voltmeter. I'm not very good at using a multimeter. I'm not hearing any harmonic resonances, but yeah, this is kind of. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, there is a resonance right there. It's interesting how some fans don't have any and some have several. Okay, that is pretty loud actually. Sitting here with it next to me. It's different. Maybe it is actually 39 decibels. Let's see how that compares to the Noctua NFA 12x25. And my finger still hurt from yesterday. I think, yeah, this is definitely louder than the Noctua, although the high pitch of the Noctua, because this has got a lower, this one's got a lower tone to it. The Noctua has that high pitch that I keep on talking about. I can hear it over the noise from the Evercool. All right. Whew. Trying to shave my fingernails. Last night I stayed up way too late playing Half-Life Black Mesa. I didn't go to bed till midnight, and my bedtime is normally 7:30. Yeah. So it was hard to get out of bed this morning, and I'm way behind on what I had intended to do today. But, you know, that's the price I pay when I start playing video games. Is if I like the video game, if it sucks me in, it really sucks me in. So, yeah, it's clearly a powerful fan, more powerful than the Noctua, and thus a useful fan. Please do me a favor. I realize maybe you're not going to want to share this video unless you want to criticize StarTech for not revealing what product they're actually selling. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos you think are useful or helpful or otherwise good. And let's move on to the data. Okay, so the StarTech or Evercool fan, StarTech's oh my gosh, fan 120125 PWM is the StarTech model number, but it's really the EC12025H12EP. And it's a black on black fan that I got for $11, which I think is a reasonable price. I saw it for $8.50 plus $5 shipping and handling somewhere, although I don't remember if it was actually the EP or if it was the BP. Still a good price if it's the BP though, because the BP is even more powerful. And that's the other fan that I've got. Well, and I think I have another Evercool as well. All right, so we have the certifications, which has CE and UKCA and ISO 9001. And then there are the two with the Asian writing that I don't understand, so I'm assuming they're Chinese, but I think one of them probably isn't Chinese. I just don't know what it is. If anybody can clue me in as to what the two ones that I keep on labeling as Chinese certifications are, that would really, really be appreciated. This is a product it's a Taiwanese company, but they manufacture in China for some reason, which I don't know if maybe like it was somebody moved from China to Taiwan, set up the company in Taiwan, and then had the production in China. I really don't know what the dynamic is there. It's a 120 by 25 millimeter fan. 40,000 hours of life is the expectation. I could find no information about warranties on the Evercool website, and of course StarTech doesn't provide a warranty that I'm aware of. Certainly it's not listed on the box or the insert. 118 grams. Now, keep in mind that Noctua is a minimum of 150,000 hours of life and a 6-year warranty. So, we're talking about 3 times the price almost, but you're getting a better fan. And it's also heavier at 200 grams. 7 blades versus 9. Standard mounting hole distance, 800 to 2200 RPMs versus the 450 to 2000 of the Noctua. And that may explain why it's a bit louder than the Noctua, and also why it's a bit stronger than the Noctua. Maybe if they were at the same RPMs, we would see something different. And that's one of the complaints I have about testing, where they limit it based on noise or they limit it based on RPMs. It should be an entire range. You should go as high and low as you can with every fan and compare that way with a line chart to show how the fans differ at different volumes or decibels and RPMs. Anyways, that's my personal opinion. All right, minimum airflow is 33.2 CFMs. Maximum is 78.41 cubic feet per minute. Static pressure is 2.79, which is pretty good. And the noise is minimum 17.2, although I think that's probably too high. And 39 decibels maximum. Now, keep in mind that the Noctua has 102.1 CFM. So it's pushing more air than the Evercool can. But it has less static pressure at 2.34. And they claim 22.6 decibels. I don't believe it. If you were listening, you should not believe it either, because there's not that huge of a difference between the two fans. Oh, and I neglected to find out how long the cable itself is. And I apologize for that horrible oversight. I hope nobody will lynch me or boycott me or whatever. It is a 29 centimeter cable, no daisy chaining, no sleeve. It's PWM with the Evercool Ever Lubricate bearing, 12 volts, and of course Noctua has the SSO2 bearing, which is fantastic, and it's sleeved, and the cable is shorter, but they include a lot of stuff that makes up for that. I will note that the Evercool Ever Lubricate bearing stops when you turn off the power. The fan stops very quickly, and that suggests to me that there's something essentially wrong with the Ever Lubricate in terms of how much friction there is in it. Now, that could just be the model that StarTech sold to me, or it could be a general problem, and that's why they no longer sell this fan. I don't know. I cannot even guess. But, that's the implication there. So, the minimum voltage, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty low. I would say it's lower than the Noctua, but I could be wrong. So this is like more than 3 times more watts than the Noctua. 1.2 versus the Evercool's 3.84. And the amps are more than 3 times greater at 0.32 versus the 0.1 of the Noctua. It does have indicators for direction of flow and rotation, and it's a clockwise rotating fan. You get, I think, four screws, and then you get the 2-way splitter, and then there's nothing else that comes with it. I don't know why that's so, well, I know why that's so big. Not important. Don't worry. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you about the Evercool. Again, my apologies about the rant.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.